Now, I've seen people make compartments out of these, and I want to do it also. Smell shit. Really recently discovered some 1080 grit. Yeah, it's not flush. Big message in the comments. So I'm replacing the rear barn door factory door cards. This is just MDF, and I've gone with a 7mm red oak ply. It's a little bit thicker, it's a lot nicer in my opinion, and I'm going to marine carpet this. I think in order for me to secure this, I'm going to drill this out into a 9mm hole, put a nut cert in there, drill the according hole here, and then secure it with a bolt. And I've cut this one out as well, just for a mock-up. Looks all right. Now, I've seen people make compartments out of these, and I want to do it also. So I think I'm going to cut here, use this section, utilize this section too, and hopefully marine carpet everything. So what you saw me do there was just expand these factory holes from 8mm to 9mm to fit these nutserts, and that's how I'm going to install the new door card with marine ply that I've just made. So yeah, they fit in there nice and snugly. Just use the chisel to smoothen those edges, and this is rust sealant. And before I put these in, you'll just see me put a dab of silicone around them just to stop metal on metal, rust on rust. So I've only really recently discovered nutserts, and they're basically like a pot rivet, just a lot cooler. Yeah, there's a thread in there, so when I buy the appropriate bolt, that'll snap in there, pop in, exactly like a pot rivet does, pull back on itself. So that'll be permanently fastened in there, and then once I've got the appropriate bolt, it'll just twist in and lock in. So I've just had a rush of blood, and I've come up with a pretty cool idea. Do this. Fish filleting table. So what I've done is I've bought some magnetic sheet, white, in a big roll, in bulk, and then just pinched one of these legal size limit guides from work, stuck it on, and she's good to go. So whenever I'm filleting up my buff brim, because I don't catch anything else, I can see if it's size. I don't think there's a size limit on them, but you get the joke. Oi! All right, it's all happening today. Cutting some holes in my dream car. Didn't think I'd ever do that, but today's the day. So I have to make a risky cut here. the factory wiring for the rear lights, I've just taped that to the back of the door so I don't cut it. Just gonna cut along here. Almost finished the third section, but right now that's how she looks. Kind of went to town on here, wasn't really focusing. I might just cut this down so it sits flush, but yeah, I'm not too disappointed with it. I'm only a beginner with an angle grinder, so I am kind of impressed with myself, but no, it looks good. Fingers crossed I can actually get the cabinets in. All right, so all the cuts are done. Now I'm just gonna go over the corners and edges with this flap disc. Hopefully sand that back a bit, give it a nice edge, and then I'm gonna rust convert it and then rust seal it. Just gonna give it a better finish with some 1080 grit. Just gonna go behind there. There's still heaps of metal swarf, so I'm just gonna get rid of that by doing that. Well, the vacuum was doing fuck all, so I might as well just get the blower out and see if I can get the rest of the swarf. Might have picked up moisture overnight, so it's a bit more stubborn. But hopefully this will be enough. If it isn't, I'll just get the air compressor out and just, yeah, got to get it. Still heaps of metal shaving in there. Time for the air compressor, I reckon. A little tip when you're using your air compressor is always turn your car on. Otherwise you'll just drain your battery. So that worked a lot better. Might give it another run, but there's 80% less shavings. Oh, and half the pilbara. That's all right. Get there, fuck me. So I've made the wine box for this section here. However, the rear wiper cable is preventing me from pushing it back far enough so it's pretty snug. So I'm just going to extend it about 200 mil. That was a good one. Joins are getting better. Ew. All right, sweet. So that harness is tucked away behind that, and we have connection, and the rear wiper works. Just got to extend that hose so fluid can get through. But yeah, now I can continue the box making. All right, so this obviously isn't going to work because this is protruding out in front of this. So the door card that goes over the top of this has to sit over this section. So there's a significant difference. So what I've just done is I've scribed that. So I need to either recut it or sand it to size. And then so the door card is going to sit over this flush, and then I'm just going to nail it with some chippy screws to hide it. Sweet, now I've clamped the 7mm door card down with some quick grips. And I'm just going to drill a 8mm hole in each of the corners of the cut that I'm doing as like a pilot hole to start the jigsaw. If you guys reckon you have a better way of doing it, flick me a message in the comments, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Glad I cut it narrower instead of where I'd actually measured it, because as you can see here, it's not flush, but it almost is flush. So if I were to cut here, it would have been poking out and I would have had to redo this whole 7mm door card. So yeah, always cut narrower to allow some measurement discrepancies, and that's what I've done, because I hadn't realized the door card, or the door actually, the factory Troopy door is on the piss a bit. It's not 100% straight, so yeah. Just thinking out loud here. 4 fits pretty good. However, I feel like with corrugations, or if I go over a speed bump, they're just gonna rattle and annoy the shit out of me. So I think I'm gonna remove one, just have a 6 in total, but I think I might divide them like so. Put a piece of ply here, put a piece of ply here, and carpet both sides, because that'll definitely reduce the noise, right? All right, so I've made this piece here, slots in there like that nicely. I'm gonna repeat that process for all of them. And yeah, here's a time lapse for that. Sweet, so what you saw there was just me applying some spray adhesive and then finishing it off with the staple gun. A quick little tip that I used that you've probably seen just before was I spray painted the staples black just so it blends in a lot better. These are my outlines here. So theoretically, if I cut in the middle and these triangles, it should fold over quite nicely and accommodate for that wine box over there. All right, so I've made all the release cuts. They came out pretty good. So what in theory I did was I just cut over the folded edges so it cuts both this carpet and this section, and therefore making the perfect release cut. Poorly explained, but I'm sure there are better videos on YouTube out there. But yeah, it works for me. So I'm gonna staple these down as well as glue, and hopefully we should have a perfect door card. All right, so I'm gonna fix the marine carpet to the door card with a mixture of paint glue, spray adhesive, and staples. Final product, looks good. The glue didn't do a lot of justice. I think if I didn't have staples, I would have been rooted. So staples came in clutch for the future reference, which is great. Pretty happy with the joins, really happy with the release cuts. I fucked up so many, but this one was pretty good. So now I just need to drill the appropriate holes for the nut sets and then install her into the rig. she is, out in the bush, being tested. It's working really well. This chucks holder's really good. Really like that. Splices come out really easy. One, easy. Yeah. How's the setup? Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Got to attend to these eggs, but I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.